Live from the Illinois Institute of Technology, we got you locked into Fusion Radio, 88.9 FM.
I got to salute out to my boy DJ Key Product, man, for always, man, creating some dope imaging for the radio show. Some of y'all say drops. You know what I'm saying? Or what's up, but I got to be PC with it and say imaging. Put the radio on imaging. All right, so it's Fusion Radio, man, live and direct, man, as he said, man, our voice of the show. And it's Fusion Radio with Brian Stinson and YTS Keys, man. Got a brother in here, man. You know, I'm just going to tell y'all know my energy goes through the roof when I hear that an artist is from 290. Y'all know it, man. I like to get on that roller coaster. I ain't been on a roller coaster that it from the top and you sizzle on down. I gotta make a trip on 290. He laughing already. He said, this is the way you gonna introduce me. Yeah, man. I'm just, I tell people, I had an artist from out west that actually told me, man, he gets scared of that. He's like, when they did the whole redesign and how you way up there at the top and then you come, it scared him. I actually said to myself, I said, see, that's innovative. Southside don't have nothing like that. Northwest Indiana don't have nothing like that. That's ours to claim right there, man. The roller coaster.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right. So my brother is here, man. Ayoo Ceejay, man, in the building, man.
How y'all feeling?
And, man, can I say, man, like, this has been long overdue. Sure. This man makes some incredible music. I'm not just saying it because he's from 290, y'all. I'm just being honest with y'all, man. Next level music, man. I definitely see major things in store and everything, man. So give us a little bit of background information on who you are as an artist.
From the west side of Chicago, born and raised all my life, Austin area to be specific. I always had a passion in music, looking up to my big cousin, they've been doing their little music thing. So, they're just something I'm just trying to follow up behind. That's it, really. So if you could talk about, man, how did your upbringing, growing up in the Austin area, man, how did that influence your music? It was really the things just going around. Like, not so much as negativity, because it was always positive things, too. It was a balance of each. Pretty much just created my own story with the music based off my experience, other people's experience, Basic experiences. It was good, though, for the most part. I don't got nothing bad to say about, the city out west.
So, man, like, I want to bring the listening audience in on an awesome conversation that you and my co-host YTS was having about the West Side, the music scene and everything. So I want to step back and I want us to recapture that conversation for the radio and for the live and everything. So I'm going to turn it over to Keish, man, and let you guys, man, do y'all thing.
Brian be trolling. He be trying to put me on the hot seat because he know I'm from over east, but we finna talk about out west though. But basically, what we was talking about out there was that when it really comes down to certain Chicago artists, we not saying like out west artists like y'all not good. That's not what we saying at all. We not saying like y'all not capable of. But I was just basically saying that when it comes to different levels of artists, y'all don't have that real mainstream artists from out west though. And basically what I'm trying to say is like from over east we got G Herbo, you feel me? Out south they got Lil Durk, you feel me? Like, you feel me? Up north they got Polo G.
Facts.
And we was just basically saying like when it comes to certain like as far as out west, y'all don't have that specific real mainstream artist. I only feel like it was one person who got to a certain point. But we still don't know what happened to him. I'm trying to figure it out. You feel me? And I think that was Lil Fo, you feel me? But outside of Lil Fo, in your opinion, who you think like that's either up there or feel like could really break through though?
I feel like everybody who doing their thing right now can break through it's just really it's all about coming as one. That's really the main thing. It's like when people try to do their own things coming from the same city, that really like only shine the light on that one person. And that can cause tension because now this one person feel like, because all the light on me, I'm the best. Now everybody else hating, and it don't be so much as hate. It be just so much, just come together as one, and it'd be more easier. Like I look at it like, for example, you got Do or Die and Twister. Twister was never Do or Die, but when it came to that music, they was one. You know what I'm saying? When it came to where they from, out west, So I just feel like everybody just got to come together as one. But far as like who there, I feel like we all there. It's just the unity part that we all missing still at the end.
Exactly, because like me being from this generation too, though, I ain't gonna lie, y'all got a lot of potential though. Like Spaz out, he got potential. You got potential. You feel me? CCBKE, she got potential. You feel me? Like the DCG brothers, they got DCG, a lot of potential. So it's like y'all got it. It's just. And like Lil Fo, I'm still trying to figure out what happened to him though, cause he was cold though. Like, and I was rocking with Lil Fo. It's just like he fell off the face of the earth. Like he just stopped rapping or something. I don't know. How you feel, bro?
Man, I'm enjoying this conversation. Can I be honest with you? I'm in my straight listening mode. I'm really enjoying this conversation. I really am.
But no, like just like okay, one thing I do want to ask you just to bring in a little more clarity. So like. You grew up listening to Twista and stuff like that. Like we grew up listening to Twista too, though, but it's a little different for you because you like actually grew up in that era for real. So like, what do you think is really different from like how Twista and them grew up as far as the Out West artists compared to like what's going on now?
Man, that's a good question, man. I think that the radio medium was different, definitely, as far as what they played. I think you had DJs, nothing against the DJs today, but I think maybe there was a little more freedom to be able to.
It's real censored up right now. Like, really, yeah.
I think there was a little more freedom. You had the night show. You had a whole process where I would say mix show radio, you know, that's the Friday, Saturday night going to the club, that, you know, if your record got support in that time slot, then it got moved up to maybe the 6 to 10 slot and everything. You had places that were organic, like George's Music Room on the West Side, that would definitely show love, have performances. And I don't know, you know, we're in a day and age where everything is sort of digital. So it's like, you know, there's not like really a record shop that you go to.
That's what caused the independency. Nobody want to work together. They just feel like I can do them on my own.
Exactly. So while there was some positive advancements, there were some organic things that were sort of taken away that I feel like really spreaded the word about artists. I mean, you think about back in the day, to mention someone else different is, if you were riding around the city, you would see Soldiers at War, that orange and black. And they would be out on the streets, definitely, man, selling their product, rapping, making it worth your while to purchase their products. If you were like me and you was on public transportation going down to Columbia College, Chicago, you got a glimpse of what a three-piece was, the group three-piece.
Right.
You know, they was, you know, definitely, man, you know, telling people, man, like, look, man, if you give us whatever you give us as far as donations, man, this goes towards our project and everything. And you actually, when they came out with their first project, saw that, man, look, they weren't trying to scam you. They actually did put the money towards studio time. I just think it was a lot of different organic things that, you know, maybe now those things are not around, so it's a little bit different.
I feel like it was more feet work back then. Like it was more networking, face-to-face talk. It wasn't no, let me jump on Instagram and inbox him and tell him to send me over a song. It was, no, meet me at the studio. We gonna talk. Here go my crowd, your crowd. Now it's just everything internet. You don't even got to meet nobody face-to-face to even network. And I feel like that's where that independent come in, because I feel like we'll just say all the Out West rapping, and we just book one studio session. No matter who got the most clout at that moment, we all get in one studio session. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know something going to happen. All Out West rappers in one studio? I'm just saying. Out South do it. They doing it now. You know, they doing it, you know, the little peace treaty thing, you know, they trying to, you know, break the peace with all the little drama that been going. They trying to put that together. Like, people think Out West don't have that too. We be having our drama too. Out West is more low key with it, but if we come together as one, you know.
That's crazy that you just said that, because from all the people I do know from Out West and that I like kind of talk to, they say the same thing. They like, I don't know why y'all think that it's any different Out West than it is anywhere else. It's just, they say the same thing you just said. Like, we just be low key with it. We don't be all on the internet and talking about this and talking about that. Like, I like that too though, cause it be, man.
Oh yeah.
I wish Over East was more like that, cause man.
You don't really, well, we hear stuff about the East, but not as much though. Like, we don't never hear drama. Like, sometimes, I'm gonna be real, as an Out West person, sometimes when we hear East, we kind of put that in the same category as Out South. Kinda. I know. Because sometimes people be like, well, Out West is up north because y'all going towards downtown, but we not though. We like, you know, Out West.
It's crazy you said that because a lot of them do that too. Every time I talk to them, they where you at? I'm over east. They, you out south. I'm out south. I ain't out south.
Cause you say east, if you put it like this, if we from out west and you tell us you from a block that got a number in it, you from the south side. And don't know out west street got numbers.
That's correct.
No
this
numbers.
is exactly what they say.
No numbers. Yeah.
But then on my end of it, y'all be like, all right, y'all tell me where y'all at out west. I would never know where y'all at though.
That's why we
never
used to
know
say
where y'all
areas.
at.
I'm in the Austin area, Lawndale area.
I still want to know where that's at.
Yeah.
Like some people be like, I be on this block and this. Bro, how am I supposed to know where that's at?
Oh yeah.
It be two names in the street.
I'm gonna give you an example of what he talking about. Those of y'all that's on live and listening on the radio that might be from outside of Chicago. Maypole and Costner.
You will never
K-Town.
know where that's at.
That's
I couldn't
K-Town.
tell you what area that's in.
You know, yeah. Yeah, it do. It do.
See?
Yeah.
I'll be lost in the south.
And that's how we feel. We hear, oh yeah, I'm on 115. Dang, I gotta go past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 just to get there. Oh no, that's too far.
Yeah, that's crazy because that's definitely how my people from out west be though. For sure.
Yeah.
Like man, you can't stay on 21st. I'm already on 17. You know.
You don't want to get into that other conversation, do you?
No, I do, man. Like, you guys had a great conversation off the air, and you know I'm always about, man, if you guys feel comfortable with bringing it on the air, bring it on the air because I do recognize through Keith and through everybody else that Fusion Radio is really a podcast. That's live on the radio and live on social media. It's not the typical, how long you been rapping, type of interview. And I feel like, honestly, through the podcast type of style, which that wasn't even really what we were trying to do, just trying to have some good conversations, that there are people that learn more about you as an artist, learn more about the city and different perceptions that they may have. It's an educational corner.
For sure. But let's get back into my boy, man. My boy Ayoo, man. Let's talk about his music. So, like, for the people that's not really familiar with you and stuff like that, when did you really start becoming an artist and really be like, okay, this is what I want to do with myself?
I always been around just the music scene in general. Shout out my cousin City Boy Dre. Him and I'm gonna say his crowd, cause he a little bit older than me. Him and his crowd, they always did the music thing. So when I seen just the attention they was getting, cause they rapping, dancing, flipping, out west stuff, Oh man, they doing all this. I can't flip, I can't dance, but this rap I might can pick up on this. Going to sessions with him, it was really pretty and I'm not saying it just because he here with me. It was the things he was doing. It was like, dang, cause I don't have an older sibling, so it's like I'm finna do what he do. But then when he heard me doing, he like, oh well, you younger than me, so I'm finna make you better than me. You got more potential, and I'm like, no, I can't be better than you though. So it really was just, the music scene. Always around him, just being around, shout out B-Lo from Do or Die, being around him too, me being an actual engineer, it was easy just to be in room with big names, cause they'd be like, oh, okay, he know how to engineer, and he young, so then next thing they be like, oh, well, he rap too. They be like, oh, you rap too. Then they hear my song, they be like, where you producers at? Oh, my bedroom, or in the kitchen, in the pantry, So yeah, it was just being around. That's it.
So one thing I just thought about though is not to be so stuck on the out west thing, but it's like I like to pick y'all brain though, cause in some type of way, every out west artist that came up here, y'all a little different though. Like y'all kind of the same, but y'all a little different. Like for example, when Cece came up here, she was kind of like you, but she was a little different though, especially with her being a female too though. You feel me? But one thing I just thought about when I was listening to you talk. At one point in time, I was paying attention to what was going on out west as far as the music scene, because at one point in time, y'all started y'all own little different wave out there. And what I mean by that wave is the whole the dancing incorporated with the music. So it was y'all was going to a whole nother trajectory with that. So what kind of happened to that? Because now it seems it's kind of I ain't gonna say lost its sight, but it's not so much focus on the dancing with the music no more.
That's a good question. I know exactly who you're talking about with them come to the dancing.
Yeah.
It's when that wave was going on, it was okay, that was cool. Everybody going to Walla Cam dancing, doing all that stuff. And now we making our own music to dance our own music. Now everybody who started that wave grown now. So things got serious. They just a short answer. All the people who started the dancing way, we grown, so we not dancing no more. Ain't no more dancing. It's serious. Now people got families. People that fell into street stuff. It's just all type of things. And now, that we grown, you know, and my little brother now watching us dancing and stuff, they see what we doing now. Now the young generation, they don't even want to dance and nothing. They want to do everything else. You know, they want to be grown. You know.
See, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Because it seemed like
Make Chicago fun again. I'm sorry.
Exactly, but it's like y'all was doing y'all thing though. Like at that point in time, everybody I knew from out west, they'd be like, man, it be fifis, everybody be outside, it don't be no drama, everybody be doing their thing. And it's like y'all was lit out there. So I'm like, I'm just trying to figure out like what got it to the point where y'all got away from that and what made y'all start pulling away from each other and stop going that route though. You feel me? Because y'all had something going on though, for real.
One, people grew up. Two, Southside. They stole the spotlight. When that drill scene stole the spotlight, it was like, we not finna dance. We finna drill. It's not about out west no more. Now it's about out south. You know, Sosa and them blowing up is like, ain't no more dancing. I ain't gonna say no Pacific rap names out west, but ain't no more none of that dancing, none of that, you know, house parties. We drilling. And if you want to be a drill rapper, put it like this. During that time, you can't say you was a drill rapper from out west. Well, nobody gonna take you serious. Because they're going to say, like you just said, you not from out west. Y'all was dancing. So I'm a dancer, but I like to do it. My cousin there, they knew how to do it, but on top of dancing, they was still doing what else they did. But only thing people seen them as is dance. It was like, we doing the same thing out south doing, but we just a little bit more outwitted with the dance out south. I don't know that they had like a little shame, like we ain't finna dance and do all that. But believe it or not, a lot of people from out south used to come to our parties out west. So that was like the crazy part. Like, why we can't come to y'all party out south and dance? Nah, ain't no dancing out here, bro. So it was like, yeah.
It's funny though you said that though, cause when I a year ago when I was locked up with a lot of people from out west, and like I used to crack jokes with them, like just on some playing stuff, like man, y'all ain't on that out there, man. Y'all ain't getting busy for real. Y'all was just out there dancing, man. Stop that. But then they told me though, they had to really sit down and tell me like, yeah, we was out there dancing. But it was people out here dying. It was stuff still going on, though. About it. If
you
had
was
to
a
put
dancer,
in context for me.
If you was a dancer, like, this might sound crazy when I said it, but if you was a dancer out west, you better knew how to fight. Because you wanted every party to dance. These guys at this party, you over here dancing, taking all they females, they ready to fight. You know, at the time, wasn't no guns and none of that. It was just, you know, fighting, you know. So that's what it comes with the image, like, don't think out west ain't like that. Because, we might be over here dancing and stuff, but soon, you know, one person from out west get touched, it's up. It's going up. You know, now dancing went from fighting.
Oh, for sure.
Like, what's the movie You Got Served?
Yeah.
That's like out west. You know, everybody dancing, but it's other stuff going on. We just, you know, it was more, and I feel like out west like more the hustler side of Chicago.
That too.
Honestly. No shade towards the south, east, or north. But out west is more the hustling side. A lot of people were getting danced, like paid off, like dancing, flipping, Jesse White tumbling, all that stuff. A lot of that stuff was out west. But that drill scene.
Cause man, I remember one time, this was a couple years ago, I went out west, we was on Madison. It was some little strip. It was a long little strip with all type of stores and stuff.
The heart of out west? The heart?
When I tell you we went through the strip, it was so many people out there serving and doing this, doing that. It was blowing my mind though, cause you know I'm from over east. We don't stand around outside on blocks and stuff like that. We never really could do that. So when I seen everybody just standing around doing their thing, man, the police sitting right
CD,
there.
DVDs,
everything,
batteries. What you want? T-shirts,
and they out here though, like y'all was really enjoying yourself, doing y'all thing, just out there. We'll never be able to do this. You sit out here 10 minutes, somebody done shot the block up. So
just imagine all the rappers out west do that. It's too much. You know, I think, because I ain't going to say I'm not one of them. I used to be the type to be like, I want to be the first rapper to blow up out west. And I had to get up out that mindset. I just want to just make it in general. Because I know if I make it, I'm going to reach out to rappers that's from out west that probably don't know nothing about me, I don't know nothing about them. And that'd just be my way of trying to put my side of the city on. Because if you hit Chicago, like, out of towners, when they hit Chicago, first thing they say is South Side. It's
For sure.
like, do y'all not know? It's like,
Old Block.
Right, like, what? And I'm gonna be real, I never been to Old Block. I never been, I don't have no reason to, you know, but it's like, it's more to Chicago.
Man,
We got places out west that's like Old Block.
Exactly. That's what I be trying
Places
to
up north, places over east, places close to downtown that's like O-Block, but you really got to come outside.
Man, you let the people outside of Chicago tell the O-Block the worst place in the world to go. I be trying to tell them people go up and through it all day.
Yeah, I'm saying it's danger everywhere.
Exactly.
Then like no shade to O-Block, you know, everybody got they, you know, they cities where, you know, they drama go on. But in reality, if you're not from Chicago, O-Block is a gated community. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to go through gates. But once you're in them gates, it's like, that's a whole nother world, though.
Whole nother
You
world.
know, whole nother city.
But it's like you said, though, it's places like that everywhere in Chicago.
Right, we got places out
O-Block.
west, on Western. Gated community. Whole nother environment in there. But when you come out, it's another whole nother environment. These guys rep this complex, but don't rep the street that the complex on. You like, what? Okay. Yep.
Did she just almost fall?
Man, we weren't even gonna do it like that. He caught her just.
I did. I'm thank God for that, because I literally was like about to say something, but out the corner of my eye, those of you that's on Facebook Live and listening on the radio, we got a showcase studio so we can see everything that's going on. And I literally wanted to make sure that she was okay before I went back to Ceejay.
Why you embarrass that girl like
I mean,
that?
I just had a real moment. I was trying to hold it in, but I didn't want it to be dead air. So I had to let folks know.
So, obviously, I got a question for y'all.
Yeah, she listening the whole time.
Obviously, I got a question for y'all, though.
Right.
Without naming the old rapper. If y'all hear Out West, what rapper y'all thinking of? What's the first one? If somebody from out of town like, hey, tell me Out West rapper.
Actually, some of the ones that you guys mentioned before.
What would be the first? No
Do or
Twister.
Die.
I'm talking about this generation.
Oh, this generation. I definitely have to say DCG. Got to put you in there.
You know what I'm saying? That's why it's like,
Yeah.
but we need that.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to get all the way.
Yeah.
My homie just put me
Pronto
on.
spaz out.
Oh, yeah. And they've been out for a while. You know, it just, I don't know. It's just, I'm not going to say it's they not doing the right thing. It's just the side we from, the south side really got it on lock. The east side really got it on lock right now. Shout out Mellow Bucks now.
Yeah,
They got it. The females got it.
Yeah, the females got
Cause
it.
I always tell CC, you know, shout out CC BKE. Once you really get in there, are you going like really have it on lock? Just off the fact you a female and you from out west. What female out west rappers we got?
Yeah.
Okay, forget it. Name one who blew up back in the day.
Yeah. That's
Okay,
true.
forget name one from the 60s to 70s. It's like, dang, out west. But, you know, I think Shauna, they used to rap with Twister. Is she from out west?
No, Shauna from out south.
But she was out west.
Yeah.
A lot.
She was out west a lot. Yeah. She was.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, man, look, you've been sitting here talking, man. We got to give the people some of your good music. Now, I know you sent us some stuff, but I had to go into my bag and actually play this one because, number one, I feel like people need to hear this record. Number two, you work with my other brother, DJ Louis V, who I think the world of. And when I heard this song, I got to do my due diligence and let people know that, number one, this song is real short. So you got to hear it because before you know it, it'll be ending. But the song is entitled Fire, man. Talk to me about Fire. How did the collaboration with Louis come together? And just, I really feel like this is a really dope, next level, in rotation on major stations
So made me
song.
switch my Instagram up. Fire that I actually came about that. It was about like I'm gonna say about like 2-3 o'clock in the morning in the studio. When I'm not going to even say the studio because I record everything from home. In the house, I was just playing beats. I just started like, you know, just yelling out different words. I'm like, okay, this sounds kind of crazy with a little reverb on it. Put it all together. Woke up the next morning. Like, I'm the type, I'll work on a song at nighttime in the studio. Wake up in the morning, hear it again, be like, oh, what was I thinking? Or sometimes be like, okay, dang, this song sound different during the daytime because songs do matter whether it's played at night or in the morning, you know. So I put it together. Of course, the first person I call, my cousin City Boy Dre. I got this song. He did hesitate a little bit to be on it because one thing about my cousin, he ain't gonna jump on anything I give him. Not because it's not good or not because he just don't want to. It'd be like, man, that's you. So we do got two versions. One version just me, one version both of us. But with the Louis V actually messed with some artists that I'm cool with, And it was like I seen that he already knew them, so I put my bid in. Like, man, I see you work with them. You know, they vouched for me, so it went back and forth. He was like, just send me the song, let's do it. He heard the song. Next you know, he called me like, man, I'm playing your song at Cajun Boy. I'm like, man, okay, at Cajun Boy, you know, people calling me. My cousin, she was at Cajun Boy when he played the song. Like, you know, the DJ playing your song? Dang. Shondell called me, man, we need to get this on 92.3. Okay, y'all can have it. So, yeah, I really didn't expect for it to be like that. I love the song, but that ain't, I don't know. It's
well,
that,
man, let me tell you, man, like, not only were they right, but, man, when you hear it right now, those of you that's on Facebook Live and those of you listening on the radio, man, you definitely going to say, yeah, definitely, I need that in my collection, man. It's the homie Ayoo Ceejay, man, featuring the big homie, man, DJ Louis V, man, with Fire. It's in your ears right now on Fusion Radio with Brian Stinson and YTS Keys.
She like my.
Hey, yo, Louis V, drop that shit. Is
Turn up.
Stack or star. Come listen, DJ.
Blaze. She like my. Hold on. Too strong. Rip my mind like a fireplace. With that, I I'm the fireman. Dripping west up and slush, you don't need a man. Drop the same when we ride, you can't see up in it. I can brand new one and modern whip, backflip, sidekick, back jib. Play with babies, some like bitty bang. Right back to back, we go tit for tat. When I'm just showing you. Heart attack, CVS and neck, then I patted her wrist. Diamonds wet, baby, come take a swim. Hey. Baby, do what you wanna do. You can bring a friend that's better too. Just promise keep me in the loop. Baby, she on fire. Blaze. She like my. Hold on. Too strong. The baby, she on fire. Blaze. She like my.
Pay attention.
Too strong.
DJ Louis V.
All right, so I got to turn to my 1 year anniversary co-host, man. And, man, what was you thinking about, man, when you heard that song? You being an artist.
So, what I was thinking about was I was just waiting until the song was over so I could really get up with my boy and really just pick his brain and see, like, what was he thinking when he made that song. Because that's one thing as an artist, I'm starting to get more in love with the process as far as, like, making music. You feel me? Like, don't get me wrong, I love making music. I loved it before. Like, it's just now it's more, like, significant to me. Like I was just telling Sir Mac earlier, like, it's to the point where now I found myself just going on YouTube to just listen to beats, just to listen to them, like just on some, okay, I hear this instrument, or I hear this 808, or I hear this, I hear that. So like when I was listening to the song, I'm like, okay, I want to see what was his mindset behind that, like what was he going through, or like what really made him put this effort into this song the way he did. So like just talk to us a little bit about like what was going on at the time, what was your mind frame, and like how did it all come about putting this song together?
With Fire, first, just to start with the beat, like you said, like parts of 808, it was them guitars. Like, if you listen to a lot of my songs, like, I'm real big on guitars. So, like, when I heard them guitars, it's like, as an engineer, with an engineer mindset, I would say, when you hit them guitars, it's like so much, like, you could just do with them, you know? So I'm just thinking, like, okay, let me try to make a club banger with some guitars, you know? I never really heard of no bangers really like that, unless you think of, like, Travis Scott now. But even if you think about a Chicago artist, you're not finna hear Chicago artists say, yeah, my favorite artist, Travis Scott. So why not bring that sound all the way to the city? And then, like, we already known for clubs, so it's like, let me just think of a club, you know, joint. And then people been telling me I needed a club joint. I just couldn't really wrap my hand around it. But it took one of them long nights, early mornings. And we, you know, club joint about a female that's fire bad, you know, you can't even touch her. That's what, you know, fire mean, like, she's so bad, you can't even touch her. She might give out that impression, it might be that, but it's fire, you can't touch it.
And see, I like how you broke that down. Because, see, like, I had to explain this to my homie now. Like, Cause I had one of my guys, he told me like it was a song that I had put out. He basically like, cause you know how you send your music to your guys, and people be like, yeah man, how this sound? Woo woo. He basically told me like the song wasn't bad, he just couldn't connect with it.
Right.
So the reason I like how you just broke that down is because a lot of people probably would have heard that song prior. Like I didn't even get that understanding from just listening to it from that first time. So hearing you break it down like that and explaining how what you really was trying to express in that song, it make the song like 10 times better. Cause now I really understand what you was trying to voice off what you were saying out the words. Cause sometimes like you could understand it out the words, but if you're not up here all the way or you ain't at a certain level mentally, you might not get exactly what a person exactly. Especially with us, like you know, we use different metaphors or we might say something a certain type of way. It might go over somebody's head, but the whole time you probably just gave them a bar. The whole time they not even peeping how cold this was though.
Like when I'm yelling out, you know, blazing, hot, you know, you can't touch fire. So just imagine a female you see that she tell you she ain't on that. Only thing you just looking at her like, dang, she hot, blazing.
Exactly.
My. You know, shout out. What old group was that? They used to always use that word. My. What's that? What old R&B group is that? I always use that. She got me saying, "My," you know that.
Yeah,
that's why I
think
took
of the
it from.
group.
You know,
Wow.
my mom, she always played old songs. So you know, cleaning up in the house. You know, once you hear that old song in the house on a Saturday morning, time to mop, time to white wall, get up. You know, it comes to the point I'll be in the room cleaning up, singing R. Kelly or whatever. I'm just singing whatever she got on the radio. Oh man, I'm 9 years old talking about chocolate fees and red balls. You know? No.
Is that a Chicago thing though? Or is that just a thing in general, like kids growing up? Why? I don't know, because I don't think these kids in this generation do that. Wake up on Saturday mornings listening to music, cleaning up, because that's how I grew up. I don't think kids nowadays.
Oh no, kids don't even clean up nowadays.
I swear to God.
Don't clean up, like you know. Me, it was like you better clean up, or you ain't going outside. You
Exactly.
You know. Now I'm finna try to put everything under the bed. Now my mom, she come and lift up the bed. oh, no, she did expose me. But yeah, though, music had a lot to do with you know, just growing up. Brother, it was time to clean up. Brother, your mama mad at you, she playing music. You know, it was just music was a way for my family, and it still is in my household, just to express themselves. Like we all be mad at each other, but we'll put that song on there to set that vibe. Like, oh yeah, she bumping Twister, Drilling and Rush. She kind of upset. You know, trying to get up out of here until she throw back the Drew Hill back on.
So I want to build on something for the listeners that's listening, the people that's on Facebook Live, man. Like hearing a song like Fire, man, definitely makes people want to hear more from you and everything. So you actually dropped 2 EPs, man, this year, man. One is Ayoo, the EP, and then Ayoo 2 EP, man. Talk to us about both of those, man. What should we know about them? Where they're available at, you know?
So they both on all digital platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube. How that came about, Ayoo 1, I actually got videos, all those songs, and people was like, you know, every time I listen to the songs, I got to go to YouTube just to watch the whole video. Put them on the tape. And then Ayoo 2, I got so many songs, it was like, people like, okay, now we want these songs, shoot a video to that. You know, people don't know being an artist, it's just not all about making music. Like, it's about budgeting and all that. And some people got to learn, like, yeah, I can just go spend that money and do that video. But once that video out there, that first image going to always be out there. First impression will always be last. So it was like, instead of me just jumping out and giving y'all some old videos, I'm just going to give y'all another tape with songs. And whichever one I see do the most views, that's what I'm going to shoot the video to.
So let's jump into some more good music, man, and everything. You got here, I'm going to allow you to play music director, man. You got Heart on My Sleeve, and then you got Do Say.
Yes.
Which one you want to do, man?
We can do Heart on My Sleeve.
Heart on My Sleeve, man. Talk to us about it.
That was pretty much just a reflection of just saying, like, not so much, you know, of being in my feelings, but I'm not just going to say Chicago, just man in general. We got that image that, like, you can't show no emotion. But, you know, not showing emotion, they're just human in general. You know, you got to show emotion. And I'm the type, I do wear my heart on my sleeve. Like, if I'm angry, people around me going to see I'm angry. If I'm sad, people around me going to see. I don't know how to bottle stuff in that's good. I do to a certain extent. So it was like, let me put this heart on my sleeve, let people know what my problems is. And, like, you know, maybe my problem might be the next person's problem. Like, dang, about time somebody said it.
All right, man, let's get this heat in our system, man. It's the homie Ayoo Ceejay, man, from 290. Yeah, I said it, man. I'm happy. You see it? I got a big smile on my face. It's right here on Fusion Radio with Brian Stinson and YTS Keys.
Like it's the latest fashion. Do I matter who I'm? Ain't no need to ask me. Too much money, it ain't. I attract attraction. And when it come to that shit, we bout more for static. They don't wanna war with me. Drop that load off and take her back to the store with me. Say she ain't know, but she gon' for me. And if it was two of me, she won't both for me. I remember one of them saying, won't go for me. Now when I pop out, I bet they notice me. Make her fall in love with my melodies. And when she out with her friends, I bet they ask about me. But truth be told, now they don't. Yeah, he a. They keep saying that 'cause I sing though. Rich. I'm talking more green than CeeLo. Mariah carry them choppers, make that shit like a high note. Need a candle with them drums, we might shoot it out with 5-0. Lost my granny and I still hurt, but that was on 5 though. Fell out with a couple, but I still ride though. Shade come from any direction, so when they ask you, I got it on me. Just in case you get reckless. I wear my heart on my sleeves like it's the latest fashion. Do I matter who I'm? Ain't no need to ask me. Too much money, it ain't. I attract attraction. And when it come to that shit, we bout more for static. They don't wanna war with me. Drop that load off and take her back to the store with me. Say she ain't know, but she gon' for me. And if it was two of me, she won't both for me. I remember one of them saying, won't go for me.
Yo, it's your boy YTS Keys, man. We live in the building, Fusion Radio, man, with my boy Brian Stinson. But we got my boy Ayoo Ceejay in the building, man. What y'all just heard was that heart on my sleeve, man. So, I ain't gonna lie, I heard a lot of emotion in that.
Yeah.
And I get what you were saying about how you rock with the guitar, like, you feel me, 808s and stuff like that. So, like, just, like, with so much emotion, I know it's kind of hard to really just put that on wax sometimes. Because, you know, like, when certain, like, depending on who you are and depending on what you got going on, it be kind of hard to say certain things. Especially, like, when you don't want people knowing certain things. You feel me?
Or
so,
look
like,
at you a certain type of way.
Exactly. So, like, just being an artist and understanding that basically all we really do is giving up our emotions and telling our point of view from certain
It's
situations.
an image, artist.
Exactly. So, like, how do you deal with that? It's still, like, being, like, basically giving the fans what they want, but at the same time understanding certain things are off limits that you can't necessarily just put out there like that, though.
Like my granddad used to always tell me, a person only gonna know what you tell them, you know. So I'm only gonna give you what I want to give you, you know. But now I'm gonna be honest. I have been trying to give more because like the limit that I do put on is gonna be like, it's gonna sound like a repeat of everything. So it's like, let me just express, cause again, my problem may be your problem, and I probably found out a solution for it in the song, and now you've been thinking like, dang, it took this song, you know, to really like help me get through. Like for example, Raw Wave songs, you know, like his type song. A lot of people go through them problems. I know I go through a lot of problems that he be, you know, talking about, but he'd be like, dang, he really said it. Like I can't believe you said it. So it really just be, I don't know. It's what if I feel like I want people to know, I'm gonna tell them. Put it like that. If I want them to know, I'll tell them. But I don't have nothing to hide, so it's like my problems. I always look at it like the next person's problem could be bigger than mine. So never underestimate yours as being like, oh well, don't say nothing about you because that's like really messed up for you. You know,
Cause like
your voice could be somebody else's voice, whole time.
Exactly, and a lot of artists don't understand that part though, and that's what like. When I really sat down and understood, because at one point in time, I had to sit down and really tell myself, like, okay, is this what you really want to do? Like, if you're going to put your time and effort into it, like, is this really what you want to do? So I had to sit down and understand the whole aspect of what an artist is. So I really had to sit down and think about it, like, okay, when I listen to different artists, like, what type of emotions do they invoke in me? Like, why do I call these people my favorite artists? Because in some type of way, it feel like when they talking, you talking about me. I feel
Make
what
you
you're
look
talking
around
about.
the room like, hold on, how he know?
I know I done went through this and that, and this was
You
said.
ever heard
and
of
this.
some good music, people be around, and then you can relate to it, and you in the room feeling like, dang, maybe they know they talking about me. You know, you
But
feeling
whole
weird.
time, it's
and your
just
homie
that
start
relatable.
crying next to you, like, man, bro,
You feel me?
it hit different. That's so hit different. I done had people in the studio with me, and we be having fun. You know, females there, we kicking it. As soon as the female leave, I play a song like, man, I've been working on this. You know, on some singers, so they be, man, Joe, man,
I felt that.
where you get that from? I'm like, man, you the same dude that was just outside standing with me. But I feel like that's why I make the music I make. I make that music that's gonna make people sit in that room by themselves and be like, man, you know, like I can really, you know, it's cool to feel this way. It's cool, you know, to feel like I don't want to be in the streets no more. You know, it's cool to feel that way. Cause once upon a time you wasn't in the street. You had to join the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that's why sometimes I do say street stuff on melodic beats, you know, just to show people I don't have to have no beats with 808s going crazy, beating all loud just for me to say some street stuff. That's like having a crowd behind you. I can sing and say some street stuff like Dirk do, you know. That's how, you know, yeah.
It's not what you do, it's how you do
It's
it.
how you do it for sure, all the time.
And then, like, another thing I had to learn too, though, it's like, okay, us being the artists that we are, we like really like, if you really want to take that point, like how Dirk took it, like I'm the voice. You feel me? I took that as far as like not like certain people probably took that as him being arrogant, like feeling like he's speaking for people. But no, I took it as far as like you saying certain things that a lot of people ain't quote unquote
Scared to say,
ain't got it in them to say it.
I
You
never
feel me?
say that, you know, stuff like that, yeah.
So
For
it's
sure.
like sometimes like, or it's like certain times people don't be comfortable with saying that. You feel me? So it's like, that's why on the low key tip, I feel like a lot of people be relating to songs, but they ain't gonna never tell you that. But in the back of their head,
Yeah.
they like,
Yeah.
I feel that. You feel
Oh
me?
yeah, all the time. I do it sometimes. I hear a certain song and be like, dang, this song low key hard, but I ain't finna say that in front of my homie, man. We listen to some Ariana Grande album, she snapping. But my homie there like, man, turn that. Okay, she decent though. And she just went #1 on Billboard.
Exactly.
You know, with this music, you know, numbers always gonna talk
Exactly.
all the time.
That's what's good, man. So, man, talk to us about, man, accomplishments, man, over this span of your career that you're proud of, man, that you want to share with the audience.
Dropping EPs, working with excellent, you know, wonderful artists such as, you know, my cousin, City Boy Dre, my homie Nolly Marley, CCBKE, Do or Die, a little bit of everybody, just working with everybody. That's a good accomplishment. I feel like that was my best because again, I'm a real inner person. I don't like to really mingle. I ain't gonna say mingle with people, but it's like I'm more to myself. If I rock with you, I rock with you. You know, that's just me. So yeah, just as far as networking, I feel like that's a self accomplishment because I don't really network with people. Videos, radio interviews, just everything I did independent. I'm doing independent. I would say it's an accomplishment to me because a lot of people think you need the labels behind you. Yourself, you is the label. What I'm doing now is what the label could have did for me. Shout out you. You know, y'all brought me in here. You could have told me that, yeah, send me your management info. You know, and I be finding that crazy. Like when people be saying, yeah, send me your management info. You're not going to interview my managers. You know, you can interview me. So it be anything I'm doing independent, I feel like it's a accomplishment. From dropping tapes, recording to the crib, in the crib, working with different people, just being a part of the, you know, artist community. You know, a lot of people not being accepted nowadays with this music stuff.
So, man, build on that, man. You know what I mean? And what's up? Like, what's your thought on that, man? Like, why are they not being accepted?
Because of certain things that they not following, trends. If you don't follow that trend, you're going to automatically be exit out. Simple. Oh, you don't want to be no drill rapper? We ain't finna bump you. You know? And I ain't gonna say I get that a lot. Personally, I be, like, I feel like I'm real lucky because I never, and it's not me being cocky at all, I promise. Because everybody who know me, I done recorded 1 million studio sessions for free, and people didn't try to pay me, you know. And I'm not going to, I know I always keep saying, B-Lo, do or die. And it's not me just trying to ride that way working with them. That's my way of saying, like, that's just a low person that people know I work with. I didn't been around some faces. Like, I didn't wrote some songs, but I'm not going to expose people. You know, it's not even exposing, but I didn't wrote some songs for, like, some big artists, like, some big artists. And people who know me, they be like, man, he not lying because he didn't pull up a studio session on his computer. And I'm like, that's him, you know. So yeah, just pretty much people just locked in that barrier. It's so hard to try to expand because everybody, if Lil Herb dropped today a street song, somebody gonna go in that studio and try to drop a street song today too. If Rod Wave drop, ain't nobody finna really jump on that because why, we from Chicago. You better not try to sing. That's how the image is trying to get out. Out South can sing. Dirk now can sing. But anybody else, nah. But my heart on my sleeve all the time.
So I want to say a couple of things, man, that when you were talking about, you know, the different, I'm going to look at it as far as blessings that you get to
all
others.
the time.
I'm going to look at it as blessings. I feel like those were blessings that you sold into people that I feel like down the road, that's going to pay off in a major way for you. I really do feel that way. It's when you sow into people that it's only a matter of time, but you're in front of someone and something comes back and it's the right person that you've been looking to meet and all that stuff. I really believe that. So kudos out to you, man, for all the hard work that you put in, man. Let's talk about, man, goals, man, like some goals that you have for yourself as far as music.
Number one goal, again, networking. Just trying to really get my voice out there. That's my number one goal. Just networking with the right people. Because you can definitely network with the wrong people and be a completely waste of time. Just networking with the right people. More music videos, of course, more music. But another big goal, building that image. You know, for people can really know who I am, what I'm about, you know, instead of the accusations like, oh, like a lot of people don't know how old I am. I never expose that. A lot of people be thinking like, I'm just saying this, a lot of people be like, oh, he 23, 24, 19, 20. Why does it matter? You like my music? Let's play it, you know. That's how I look at it.
I think that's because sometimes people be trying to put a cap on age and feel like, oh,
and
man.
That's when it's going to mess up that music.
Right.
And like, why you singing about that?
Right. And I think it's because sometimes, like, we live in a world where sometimes when you say you're a certain age, they're like, oh, you still trying to pursue that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, if you didn't make it when you was this age, then surely you ain't.
When Jay-Z get signed, though? How old was he?
I think Jay-Z was in his 30s when he really made it for.
Just saying.
See?
Just saying.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, man. So, I'm sitting here, man, and also want to pour into you, man, and definitely tell you, man, please, man, don't stop what you're doing. Don't let others and whatever they're doing as far as bad energy. I've been on this really kick lately about bad energy and removing bad energy when you put it into your craft. Like, you know, and there's some people, they're not going to be supportive of you until they see you on the stage. I'm going to pull a name that you mentioned, with a Rod Wave. And all the time they've been knowing that, man, you know, you got the music to stand. So, like, man, like the bad energy, stay away from it. I'm going to say that to my brother Keys, too.
For sure.
Is brother, like, with the amount of energy that you put into your craft, like, if you sense bad energy, separate yourself from that.
That's going to show that leadership automatically. People going, like, you can say it over the air. How many people in the radio here with me today?
Yeah. Yeah.
How many people I know? I'm from out west.
Right.
You know, but it be that energy. You know, and not like, again, I'm the type, my heart on my sleeve. If I feel that you a shady person, or if I feel like you're an opportunist, because that's one thing I don't like. I don't like opportunists. Because that mean they just in it for whatever they in it for. I'm trying to be in everything for the long run. Like, to be honest, every artist's dream is, of course, to become rich, but he can probably vouch for me. It ain't even about this money.
It ain't.
What Rod Wave say, take my fame. Just leave me my songs. That's it. It be the emotion. It's like, this music is becoming a diary, like a real journal, you know? It's like, it's free thought. Either you gonna listen to it or not.
It's crazy you just brought that up, because I got a little brother, and he's starting to get to that point where he want to start making music and stuff like that. So he texted me this morning. He was like, bro, could you send me like $5 or $10 so I could upload my music to like Spotify and stuff like that? But man, I didn't have no problem with that. You feel me? Like that, it's not about that. But when I got to thinking, I'm like, okay, let me pick his brain. Cause I like to pick people's brain that come up here too. I like to always ask them this one question: what's your purpose in doing this? You feel me? Because, like, for me, example, like, when I started making music, I only started making music because at one point in time in my life, I didn't have to, like, the strength, or I didn't have the presence as a person to say certain things. So I was going through certain things, and it was like I was just balling it all up. I couldn't, I didn't have no form of expression. I didn't have nothing to really, and then, you know, you're not going to just tell any and everybody certain things, especially when it's personal.
Oh, I ain't trying to put that on camera.
So it's like, you feel me? Stuff like that. So it's like, I really be just trying to see, like, if people really doing this for the fame and just the attention, or is this because you really love to do this? Like, don't tell me, like, okay, I want to make $1 million, or I want to do this. I'm like, no, because I'm not in this to make $1 million. Like, yeah, if I make $1 million in the process, then that's cool, but I'm going to still be making music regardless. In some type of way, I'm going to be around some type of music because I grew up listening to music. This is what I love to do. It's like, it hit different. Like, even like how you were saying, like, certain people, they come around and they don't want to express certain things because they know people not going to rock with it.
Accept it.
Exactly. Like, I'm the type of person, I got a playlist right here, right now. I can show you, I got 100 R&B songs right here that I bump to on my own type of time. But, and I had to tell my homies.
And then, pause. Why you got to do it on your own time? Why you can't play them around the guys?
Because they ain't going to want to hear that.
Why?
They ain't going to want to bump that. Like the guys I be around, it's only one guy I got right now that I could really be around, and I could bump you feel me? I could bump the Dusties and stuff like that. I can't do that, you feel me?
They gonna sing along.
Even like certain females I come around, like, I can't bump that type of music. They'll look at me like, like, what's to you type, you feel me? You feel me? But then I got other females that'll be like, oh, you listen to that? You different. Ooh, you ain't just like a regular Chicago dude. You listen to R&B, like, so it's like, it just be like that, you feel me?
Engineering put you in a lot of rooms. That's all, you know. It just networking, and what made me the outlet, like why I did it, really, like you said, it was just a way to express myself instead of saying like, oh, I'm angry and calling everybody, yeah, I'm mad. It's like, okay, I'm gonna listen to this song, because you're gonna hear this song, you're gonna be like, oh, dang, that's how he been feeling all this time. Like, even like just bringing attention to depression. Like, a lot of the rappers is depressed too, you know, anxiety. A lot of these rappers go through self stuff too, and instead of just telling like, hey, bro, you know, I'm going through depression, they gonna put it on the song, and people be ignoring them punchlines. Like, you gotta catch them punchlines. Like, it be a lot of music is just an outlet. I feel like for all artists, you got some artists who do it for the music, but the artists who usually the ones that doing it for the music, let's be honest, it's those one-hit wonders. Honestly.
This is WIIT 88.9 FM Chicago, broadcasting from the A. Sidney Cat studio. And, man, I'm just going to be real with y'all. I'm looking at these hearts. They showing love during this interview, man. Salute out to those of you that's on Facebook Live. I had to take a pause right there, man, because it's something about that love, man. Like, when we do this radio show, I'm just going to be honest with you, as we get closer and closer to celebrating Keith's 1 year anniversary and the second on live, it's something about you guys that you guys just don't know how much encouragement. This is a grassroots radio show, contrary to belief. Y'all think we on iHeart and think we on Odyssey and all those, but this is a grassroots radio show. It broadcasts from a college here in Chicago, and we're thankful for this outlet, let us say that. But man, like, you have so many things that you could be doing, but those of you that show love and watch, you know, when we're live and even later, man, like, you guys don't know what you do as far as the encouragement for the guests that we have. So I just want to salute, big up, you know, all the different people that tune in on the radio, tune in, you know, on social media, and definitely show love and everything.
For sure, man. Like I always tell Brian, like, yeah, this is our platform, but our platform won't be nothing without y'all, though. You feel me? Like,
Gratitude, for sure.
And like, I love when artists like you come, and not no like slide to nobody else or nothing like that, but it's like, you can tell based off the conversation, like, not even so much like, is it a good artist or a bad artist, but like, you can tell the passion and just like how a person talks and like how they talk about certain things, you feel me?
For sure.
So it's like these type of conversations, like, they kind of last a little bit longer because we be talking so much. Like, you see, like, yeah, we got our little notes and stuff like that, but this whole conversation just been based off, he said this and this, so we bounced off that, and we just been having a real conversation.
For sure.
So it's like, I love that though. But just before we get up out of here, man, just get all the people your social medias where they could follow you, where they could go check out your music, you feel me, your movement, and they can get in tune with you. Cause I ain't gonna lie, you sound like a good brother. You sound like you got a lot of stuff going on.
Appreciate it, yo. For sure. YouTube, Ayoo Ceejay, that's AYOOCEJAY. Everything, YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, Ayoo Ceejay, everything. No extra, nothing behind nothing. Or in front of nothing, just Ayoo Ceejay. All you always want.
For sure, man. So we'll be right back, man. It's your boy YTS Keith and Brian Stinson. We'll be right back, but we're gonna play some of that hot music and we'll be right back.
All right, before we do that, man, talk to us about Duce, man. I think we should know what it's about, but let's get your interpretation.
Oh, yeah, Duce.
Everybody like Duce, you know. That song came about, we were just going through Duce phase. Me and my cousin City Boy drove to my spending hundreds and hundreds. Duce, we need a sponsorship. Like, we need some type of sponsor. And we were just playing around just with little melodies. Me, like I said, I be singing a lot. So usually if I just get to humming some music, he'll finish it off with some bars. He'll be like, dang, cuz, ever since we were little, you always overdoing it. Now I got to make the song. So, yeah, just playing around, you know, one of those times. And created a song. That's it.
It's the homie Ayoo Ceejay, man. This is absolutely a pleasure, man. I got to echo what my brother YTS Keith said, man. Duce is in your ears right now on Fusion Radio.
Show love wherever we go. Just through hard times, true colors show. They say true colors show through the worst times. I know you know. Got me feeling like Rowdy Rich, yeah, I was down below. Better give you a halo. 04 up in my Fago. Go back came with a Draco. On the payroll, connected like some cable. Times we wasn't able. Now it's Marcialago. Now I can't let that pain show. Yeah, they know just where we came from. Say they wanna see me down, yeah, they hate to see me up. I'm that same from out west, still rolling up them dubs. Sneak dish, catch love, man, now there get touched. I swear shawty got my head gone. She know that she dead wrong. Duce, make a Duce, ain't worried about. Broken heart, still rubber sticks, that's free smoke. On field, we pop out, they show love wherever we go. Through hard times, true colors show. Duce, make a Duce, ain't worried about. Broken heart, still rubber sticks, that's free smoke. We pop out, they show love wherever we go.